This video, I'll be showing how I edited this image from the very start to the very end in both Capture One and in Photoshop. And this image was taken strictly using natural light. And I want to show you what I did. And if at all you want to get the raw image, simply let me know in the comment section and I'll drop a link to the raw image so that you can practice as you follow along with this very tutorial. So you can see this is the image that we had after the retouching process. So I'll simply close this file. So after closing it, we're just going to go straight to Capture One. So in Capture One, what I did basically, I'm just going to come and I first of all reset the image. So this is the raw image straight out of camera, and I want to show you how I managed to grade this very image in Capture One. So in Capture One, the very first thing I did after importing the raw image is simply correcting the lighting and contrast issues regarding it. So I simply came to my exposure panel in Capture One. I took the highlights down and took the whites down slightly. Then I opened up the shadows, took down the blacks and added contrast to the image to around 10. Then I simply opened up the exposure. Then I increased the white balance to around 5000 kelvins because it was leaning more on the cool side. So I came to my levels here and I simply dragged the black point in just like that. And I also dragged the white point in to add more contrast to the photo or to the image. So after I'd done this, the next thing I did basically was to first of all work on the skin tone. So in order to work on the skin tone, what I did, I created a new field adjustment layer. So simply right click on the layers and come to new field adjustment layer. And after creating the new field adjustment layer, we're simply going to scroll down to our color editor and choose skin tone. Get the color picker tool and simply sample a color on the skin. So I'll zoom in by using Ctrl plus, or you can use Command plus on the keyboard and sample a color on the skin that you want the rest of the skin to look like. So I'll just sample a very warm color because I want the skin to be more warm. So I'll just increase on the range for that. So after I've chosen that color, the next thing is going to be unifying the skin tone and creating even skin tone. So what I did, I pulled up the hues just like that, and also pulled up the saturation until when I felt like the skin was looking nice and uniform. So I had to take this all the way because this is a natural light kind of portrait. But as I'm doing this, you can notice that sometimes the skin may lean more on the red side. So what I did for this case, you can see that we have amount. So in the amount, you can either add greens to the image, or you can even add magentas to the skin tone. So I just added a tiny bit of greens and simply took up the saturation even more. So I feel like that is okay. Command minus to zoom out. So you can see that the image is now looking warm enough. So you can even take the saturation higher if at all you want to get more colors in the skin tone. Don't mind about the background because you're going to be correcting that later on. So after doing that to the skin tone, what I did next was simply coming to the tint and simply add more green or add a tint of green to the image. So this is where we are right now. We started here and here we are right now. So as you're working on the skin tone, sometimes it tends to make or to eliminate the original color of the makeup. So if at all you can see before and after, you can see the eyeshadow has been changed. So we created a new field adjustment layer. I'll simply come and get the eraser tool, and with eraser tool selected, simply paint on the eyeshadow just like that to reveal the original color of the makeup of our subject. Even the earrings were changing, so I'll just paint on the earrings. But you can start to have eliminated that color, so just get the brush tool and paint back color to that area of the skin. So after you have done that, the next thing is going to be coming and adding this part of makeup. So I'll just increase on the size of the eraser and just paint once in that area. So get the eraser and simply paint just a tiny bit to reveal that makeup that was on her cheekbone area. So after we are done that, the next thing is going to be working on the background, and you know Capture One has the background selection tool that is automatic. So just come right here and click on background, and Capture One is going to automatically select the background. So for this, we slightly muted the background. So in order to mute the background, what I did basically, I came to where you see saturation right here and simply took out the saturation from the background to eliminate the colors in the background area. And next, I came and I cooled down those colors in the background just like that. And you can see right now the model kind of stands out. So after doing this, we are just going to take the image to Photoshop to do the next adjustment. So in Photoshop, simply come to Image, Edit With, select Photoshop 2025 because that is what I use, and I prefer to edit TIFF photos in 16-bit. I'll just come to Edit Variants in order to open the image in Photoshop. So right now, here we are in Photoshop. So what I did in Photoshop, or what I tend to do always, is first of all, getting the crop tool and cropping the image in a ratio of 45, or you can use 8:10. So I'll just crop the image just like that and straighten it up a little bit and just drag in this just a tiny bit. And I'll hit enter or return in order to approve the crop settings. So after cropping the image, we're just going to be going straight to the skin retouching process. So I'll be using the frequency separation action that is 16-bit, and I'll play it because I have a number of videos that explain frequency separation. And for this, I used a radius of 6, and I'll click OK for the action continue playing. And when it is done playing, I'll simply select the low frequency layer and get the mixer brush tool. And for the settings of the mixer brush tool, basically, the hardness set to 0, soft round brush is selected. Then clean brush is also selected. Then the second option that says clean brush after each stroke is selected. With the weight of 9%, load 75, mix 90, flat 100%. I'll just come and start mixing or blending the colors of the model skin. So I'll just paint just on the skin, just like that, to blend the colors in the skin tone area. So I'll do this quick because I don't want the tutorial to be the usual long tutorials. I just want to show you how I did the editing and how I was able to get the best out of this natural light kind of portrait. So you can start right now. We have results that are close to what we want to achieve. So the purpose of this is blending or even out the tones or skin tones of our model or our subject. So I'll reduce on the size and continue working or blending the colors over the skin of our model or of our subject. So right now, this is what we have been able to achieve. Use a small brush and blend. And the reason for doing this is smoothing the skin of our model or of our subject. So right now we are done blending the colors in the skin tone area. So I'll increase and try to blend this within the skin so that it can have a better transition. So after blending the skin tone, I'll just come and turn on the high frequency or texture layer. You can see that the image now looks better than where we started. So I'll simply come and get the high frequency layer and get the clone stamp tool. The mode is normal opacity and the flat 100% and the hardness set to 0. I'll zoom into the image and try to remove the pimples or blemishes. So to remove pimples or blemishes, reduce on the size of your clone stamp tool. Hold down the option key on the keyboard and left click on a clean area. Option for Mac, then alternate for Windows, and left click to copy clean skin and release the alternate key, and left click over the pimple that you want to replace or remove in that given area. So I'll do this very quickly because I don't want it to be the usual kind of tutorials. I hope you're learning and getting some new techniques and tips from this very video. So I'll just come to the white area. So take your time and remove or clear the blemishes from your subject's skin. So right now I feel like this is okay. So after we have removed the blemishes or skin imperfections, it is time to go into the next process, which is the first step of dodging and burning. So dodging and burning, we enhance the highlights and the shadows. So I created curves adjustment layers. One, what that is going to be bright. So click in the middle and brighten it up and press Ctrl I on the keyboard. And the other is going to be the dark one. So click in the middle and you basically drag down to darken, Ctrl I, or you can use Command I. So just come the brushes and get the brush tool and make sure the hardness is set to 0. Mode is normal. This time around the opacity is going to be down to around 10%. And make sure you have black and white on these color swatches. So you can reset by clicking on the tiny boxes, or you can press D on the keyboard. So this one is for dodging, we dodge the highlights, and this one is for burning, we burn the shadows. So for this, I'll simply start painting using a white brush on the bright area. So I'll just paint using a white brush on the area I feel should be bright for our portrait. So I'll just paint right there, or even on the nose and some parts of the lips, just like that, to create this kind of depth. And I'll do the same for the burning or the shadows. Paint on the dark areas of this very portrait or this very image. So I'll just come and brighten or dodge the eyeshadow area. So you can see that when we put this in a group and press Ctrl G, you can see before and after for the dodging and burning, and creates shape or dimension to the image. So you can even come to the properties and feather this in just like that, so that the effect can be or blend better into the image. So if I told the effect is too much, remember to reduce on the opacity. So after I've done the dodging and burning, the next thing is going to be creating another adjustment layer for the color grading. And before we color grade, we are going to create a stamp visible layer by pressing Shift Option Command E. For Windows, the Shift Alternate Control E. Then what I did, filter, I came back to the camera raw filter to create more appeasing skin tone. So in this, I simply added some brightness to the image and some contrast. Then next, I came to our color mixer and I darkened the oranges slightly to have more contrast in the oranges. And what I did, I clicked OK. And next, I came to hue and saturation and I targeted the reds. I took down the lightness of the reds just like that. Then next, I came and created a color balance adjustment layer and came to the midtones, and first of all added this kind of cyan to the midtones, and that is okay. So I created one final adjustment layer, which is the black and white adjustment layer, and I changed it to multiply under blend modes, and I reduced on the opacity to add more contrast to the skin, and that is fine. So next thing I did, I created one other color balance adjustment layer and I targeted the highlights, and in this I added some greens to our highlights just like that, and some cyans, or I removed the cyans. So after we have done this, the next thing is going to be coming to selective color and targeting our blacks in this case. Then we are going to come and take up the cyans of the blacks just like that, and this looks okay. Then you're going to create a levels adjustment layer to add more contrast to the photo. So this is close to what we had when we are editing. So after doing that, I'm going to simply come and create one final selective color adjustment layer and come to the whites and play around with the cyans for the whites just like that. And this is going to make or create the look that we had in the overall image or in the final image. So I feel like this is okay. Then so the effect doesn't affect the rest of the image, get a brush tool and paint with black. So black as the top color, you're simply going to paint on the black or on the face area so that the image is not affected by the color in the background. And Sorry about this, we are using a low opacity, so we have to use an opacity of 100. So paint with that color. So I added some glow or shine to the skin by creating a curves adjustment layer still, and simply drag this towards this right hand side, then double click to open up blend if and take the effect from the shadows just like that, and stop at the point whereby only the highlights, especially on her cheekbone, are affected. Hold down option key on the keyboard and split this so that the effect can blend well or better into the skin. Click OK, select the layer mask and press Ctrl I, or you can use Command I. With a white brush, simply paint on the highlights that you want to accentuate on the image. So you can even paint on her earrings. So the final thing I did was simply calming and whitening the eyes by using hue and saturation and taking down the saturation to around -78. Press Ctrl I, and using a white brush, I'm just going to paint in the white area of the eye to create this eye whitening effect. So this is how I simply edited this very image in both Capture One and in Photoshop. And you can see that these images, rather this one and also the one that we just edited, are really close and they look almost similar. So I just wanted to show you how I edited the photo from the very start to the very end. You can see what we had. And if at all you have learned a thing or two, don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe if at all you have been watching and you have learned a thing or two. Ronix from Ronix Photography. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in more videos on this channel. Don't forget to keep practicing and also keep creating.